Hello and welcome to Dungeon Puck Space Conflict. I am your game master and podcast dad, Stu Pop. With me, as always, at the crew, the Nomad.
My name is Lee, and I am playing Dia Olan, the Twi'lek captain.
I'm producer Kirk, telling Lee to turn her Twitch stream off. I play Zami Hoban, the pilot, Ephaline, and that's about it.
And I'm Phil Seaplack, and I play Merrick, the hired gun.
Awesome. Before we get going, we would like to acknowledge that we are privileged to record the show on the unceded traditional Coast Salish lands, including the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. And we are still accepting donations for the Black and BC Community Support Fund. So if you would like to donate to that and help a great organization that's helping members of the Black community in Vancouver during this particularly difficult time, with because they're disproportionately affected by COVID, please donate to that. And we're still matching up to $200 in donations. So please, if you can, please donate. Yeah. And on your social, if you'd rather just donate directly to them, there are links in our social media in various places that you can find in order to do that. And with that, let's dive in and do a Star War.
All right.
If I get some fake
Space conflict
Star Wars music, please.
On
the run! Nomad has escaped the call with a band of freed rebellion soldiers and decraniated cyborgs, only to find their hopes of refuge on Takodana dashed by an old acquaintance and a forgotten tracking beacon. Having successfully removed the tracker and avoided old enemies, the heroes now travel to the agricultural world of Uter to make contact with the New Republic. Who or what awaits them there? Find out on this episode of Dungeon Punks Space Conflict. And then we pan down to a ship traveling through hyperspace. You are all currently sort of on your sleep cycle. This is a pretty far trip to Uter from where you were. It's sort of kind of about halfway across the galaxy. But it's the only place that you have a contact that you can reliably expect to find. And also one that isn't like a criminal contact that might turn you in or somehow be involved in a crime that you committed and maybe betrayed people on.
Who would do that?
So it's currently sort of the night cycle on the ship. So all of you are probably somewhere in your bunks, sleeping, trying to get to sleep. Is there any of you that would be like up late at any point doing anything?
No, I don't think so.
Right, so Merrick is in a deep sleep, getting a solid 6 to 8 for military styles.
Yeah, I sleep when I need to.
I might be up. I think I'm probably not a great sleeper.
Okay. Do you think you're in your bunk? Or are you fiddling around in the cockpit?
I'm probably just in my bunk, but with like lying in bed, half reading the same page of a book 4 times over.
Okay. What is the book that Zami would be reading?
It is a romance novel called, oh shoot, I'm trying to think of a dragon-esque race.
Well, there's Crate Dragons.
The Crate and the Divine. A romance novel by Justine Holida.
I would suggest The Crate and the Angel, because there are technically angels in the mythology of Star Wars.
Then that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not good. It's a bad novel.
It's probably a real beat up copy. I've had it with me.
Yeah. It was made into an even worse holovid, so yeah, you're doing that. Dia, what would you be asleep? Would you be
I feel like I would be up, but I don't know what I would be doing. Maybe like, I don't know, making a midnight snack in the galley.
okay, so you're heading to the galley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the galley might be a little odd because unless you have moved them, just kind of sitting on the couches in there would be because the galley's kind of connected to the lounge. It's not really a separate space.
Okay.
The three decraniated people would just be sitting there.
Right. I may have just briefly forgotten this. Just like woke up, was like, hungry, and like went to the galley and like opened the door.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about what is my character voice again?
It was vaguely French.
Vaguely French. I can't get it. Can't get into it.
So you open the door, you go, zut alors!
Wasn't quite that.
I'll figure it out. I like just kind of like feign a small heart attack and then see that they're not like moving. They don't react to me at all. I'm like, okay, just pretend they're furniture. Don't feel great about that, but and continue on with my snack finding mission.
I feel like probably the kind of snacks you'd have would be like those half portion things that Rey has in Force Awakens, the little ones that you just like stick on a little device and it makes a bun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I put a little water into it.
Yeah. So you're cooking that. All of you, if you could give me, this is going to be kind of like a chance thing. So if everyone could roll your force dice and tell me what the result is.
Even me?
Even you.
That's the white one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's on the floor.
Yeah,
You heard that?
Yeah. So sorry, which dice is this? The force dice?
Force dice.
Okay.
2 light side.
I got 1 dark side.
1 dark side.
Boo.
Okay. Yeah, Zammy, you kind of just fall asleep to your book. Eventually just kind of you fall asleep with it on top of you, on your chest.
Plops, yeah.
And you unless woken up will sleep through the night. Dia, you get your food. You probably take one last look at the people sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Feel a little sad and start walking back to your quarters. There is a noise that wakes you out of your probably like a light sleeper just because you are always combat ready, Merrick. So you're just like the sort of the slightest noise kind of wakes you up. And it probably probably as long as it's like an unfamiliar noise, like the sounds of the ship settling or whatever, wouldn't wake you up.
Right.
But there's a weird sound. It almost feels like a whisper, like an impossible whisper that you hear like in the back of your head.
Okay.
Dia, you're just starting to walk back to her and you hear something move behind you.
I freeze.
And you didn't hear any doors, so it's not like someone coming out of their cabin.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I like stop and I turn around very slowly.
Okay. All three of the decraniated people, I'm going to call them cyborgs for a bit because decraniated is just weird myself out. So, yeah. The three cyborgs are standing in the middle of the lounge and facing in your direction.
My direction.
Yeah, but like that's sort of just down the main hall. So they're looking at you, and also looking where like sort of one of them,
So then they're looking past me?
It's hard to tell. Their eyes are cut off by by the cyborg piece. But their bodies and faces are facing in your direction. You wouldn't can't tell. I mean, they don't have a gaze to.
Fair, can't. Okay,
Sorry, there's another thing you notice about them. Though.
Oh, good.
Small objects in the galley are like floating, as if like the gravity in the galley or in the lounge galley has been turned off.
But they're not floating.
They have their feet on the ground.
Okay, this is weird.
I think at that moment, there's right beside you is a as Merrick comes out of his room.
Ha! People need to stop doing that to me.
I poke my head out.
A heart attack.
You hear anything?
Yeah. I just point at the cyborgs.
I look down. What are they doing? Was it them?
I don't know.
They are standing there, and like small objects like cups and like space chess pieces are floating around them.
Pointing, hey Cap, that's not supposed to be happening, right?
Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I don't think that should be happening, but
okay. I start walking towards them, and I walk in front of Dia towards the cyborgs, and then I just start snapping my fingers like at them.
Okay.
And I say, "Hey, you guys up? Moving around?" And then just snapping my fingers.
Okay. So which one do you approach last? There's three of them. So one of them is somewhere between probably like a tween, because there was one that was a kiddish age. And then there's a woman and a man.
Okay. I won't say I necessarily like walk right up to them. I just take I just step in front of Dia, and then if they're like a few paces in front of me still, I'm just kind of snapping in their general direction.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no response from them.
No response. Okay. And then I will walk a bit closer, seeing that they don't move or anything, and I'm gonna just try grabbing one of the floating items.
Okay. Yeah, you pluck a cup out of the air. There's like a little bit of resistance. Like it's not like it's a little different than if it was just floating without gravity. It's like something as if something was moving it. Like you have to fight like some sort of momentum when you grab it at first, but it doesn't. It's just like momentary.
And then when I grab the cup, I sort of place the cup. After I grab it, I then place it out in front of me and then hold my hand open with the cup in it. Does anything happen?
It doesn't float out of your hand, but you're fairly close to them now. Like you are within like reach of them. And when you kind of hold it out for a second, the man like suddenly like faster than you're able to like react to move away just grabs your wrist, and for a second you just hear the sort of like ghostly voice in your head that says, "Where am I?" And then they all all the things just drop to the ground. And then they all they were standing like very straight, and they all sort of just like relax into their normal posture.
Okay.
Did I hear the voice in my head?
You did not.
Okay.
Did I?
But you did see, no, definitely not. You're asleep and not actually force sensitive. No, they just, only Merrick hears it. But you obviously see one of them like move fast, and you ever seen any of them grab his hand. And then he also, like, when they all relax, he lets you grow your wrist. Like, it's almost immediate.
Yeah, so when able, I just rip my hand out from their grip. And I spin around back to Dia, and then I say, "You hear anything just then?"
All of the things dropping.
No, I'm just that.
Yes.
You didn't hear a voice?
No.
Weird.
Why were they? Nobody was speaking. Did you say something?
What? No, I didn't say anything. I don't know. I must be groggy, woken up. I don't know. I put the cup back down, and sort of like circle back around them or turn back to them, and then say to Dia, "Do you want to help me get them back?"
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then I just like start nudging them in the direction as we did last time.
Don't they need the controller thing?
Yeah, they can kind of be like pushed. It's much easier with the controller, but you can eventually get them.
Yeah, the controllers, I feel weird about the controller. I just sort of guide them back.
Yeah, you're able to do that. They'll move when like pushed in a direction.
Yeah, and then after we kind of return them to their idling station or area of the ship, wherever that may be, I start walking back to my quarters with Dia. And along the way, I ask her, "So what happened? Did you hear anything while you were?"
No, I went to get a snack. I woke up because I was hungry, I guess. I went to get a snack. They were sitting down. I got my food, and then I was going back to my cabin, and all of a sudden, they were standing up, and all of the things were floating. And then you came out.
Wait, what do you mean all of a sudden they were standing up?
Well, I heard a noise, like somebody moving, and then they were all standing there.
Okay.
Where you saw them.
Weird.
Very weird. I don't know.
Very weird.
Maybe
they didn't say anything to you?
No, I don't know if they talk, actually. I mean, they have mouths, so maybe they do.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be possible, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess
Did
I'm
you
gonna
hear
go...
something? Because you asked me if I heard anything, and then you said you heard something. Somebody speaking?
Yeah, sort of. I woke up to the sound of... I think I heard someone saying something. I couldn't make it out, though.
Okay.
And then poked my head out. And that's when I ran into you. Then when the one grabbed me, I don't know, I could have sworn I heard them say something to me. If I recall, they mentioned where they were asking where they were.
Oh. I mean, it's a good question.
That doesn't make sense because they didn't say anything, right?
That's what I heard.
Well, then I don't know.
Maybe they talk through touch. Stranger things have happened.
Talk through touch. That doesn't seem possible.
I mean, I can talk with my Leku.
Wait, how does that actually work? What, you can talk
It's like
through
sign
with your...
language.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is essentially Twi'lek sign language.
Okay. But that's different. That you're implying some sort of mind thing.
I don't know.
The language of that you use with the Leku, that's like a combination of gestures and that sort of thing, right? Various cultures have things like that, but the idea of speaking...
Some species do communicate through pheromones, and that's something like chemical could be passed through touch. Though that doesn't really like resolve itself as words when people like speak through pheromones. It's just like they're able to...
Yeah. Also, these cyborgs are human, right?
As far as you can tell, yeah. I mean, they could be, I guess, like the Syrians, which are like there's a number of humanoid species where the major difference is on the top half of their head.
That's true.
Oh, just like Star Trek, all the head ridges and things.
They're a little more prominent than Star Trek ones, but
yeah, especially in the early seasons of Voyager.
Well, in any case, I don't know. I don't have a rational explanation other than I must be just hearing things.
It is possible. Maybe you should get Twilin to check out your head.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll do that in the morning.
Sounds like a good idea.
And then I just start walking away back to my quarters.
All right, you head back to your quarters. Do you? Also, you guys are you're not gonna set any sort of watch on them, or?
You know what? I'm going to actually, as soon as Merrick goes back into his cabin, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Somebody should watch these things. So I'm just gonna go like sit in the lounge and just like just keep an eye on them.
Okay. Yeah, you get like a comfy chair and sit there. How long do you think before you like fall asleep there? Because you're obviously not going to stay up the whole night.
Yeah. Where's R3 right now?
He is probably just in like a little charging thing, which is probably in like the engineering bay.
I'm going to call him. Can I do that? Do I have to go get him?
You have to go get him.
Okay, I'm gonna go get him.
Yeah, you have not given him a comm link, probably because he has a propensity for prank calling people.
Probably had one and we had to take it away.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little salty when you wake him up. He is complaining about having not gotten a full charging cycle.
Well, I explain what happened and like ask him to watch the cyborgs for a couple hours. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Come get me in a couple hours.
Okay, yeah, he'll plop down and just sort of does a little scan thing. Keep scanning the room. You head to sleep. And you sleep fine unless you think you might have weird dreams about people with disk drives on where their foreheads should be.
I feel, despite being a criminal, I mean, not a criminal at all. Dia sleeps quite well. I probably have just trained myself to sleep whenever I can. Being on the run, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, you sleep almost immediately. Your head hits the pillow and you're out like a light. Merrick, how are you sleeping?
Maybe a little restless for a while. I don't know. I lock my door if that's a thing that we can do. And then eventually get to sleep. Maybe just kind of toss and turn for a little while. Sorry, what was that?
Would you sleep with a blaster?
Yeah, I mean, within arm's reach, I would say. That's probably a norm.
Yeah.
I just have my blaster pistol nearby.
All right. Yeah. Morning comes. Sort of the lights sort of gently come up across the ship to kind of simulating a day cycle. And any alarms that you might set would go off. And you're up. They haven't moved. R3 tells you that they haven't moved.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as I get up, I do my daily routine of I don't know, various things, and then I will head to the med bay area and see if I can get, I don't know, some scans.
Yeah, Twylin starts with a little diagnostic sniff, gives you a little sniff around. Her species, of course, is able to smell injuries. And she sort of informs you that she can't find anything, but does another sort of electronic scan, a little med scanner, and gives you a clean bill of health.
All right. Thanks, Twylin. And then head out of there. And make my way to the cockpit.
I'm probably already in the cockpit early in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do some basic diagnostics. You check through your, making sure there's nothing wrong with the ship, and probably double checking any sort of astrogation stuff. Make sure you haven't somehow been knocked off path. It's a very unlikely thing to happen, and doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that. The course that was charted is good, and you're still on it.
My daily routine is probably get up, go to the galley, it's calf in Star Wars is
calf,
yeah. Make a pot of calf, bring some to the cockpit for Zammy, and just go over, make sure everything's running well and fill him in on what happened last night.
Criminals.
What?
I said, what a wholesome little ship of criminals.
Just because we're bad guys doesn't mean we have to be bad guys.
We're not bad guys. It's a gray area.
Yeah. You're criminals with a heart of gold. Exactly. It's classic.
Some people just have too much money and they need to be relieved of some of it.
Mm.
And then they give it to us, and then we put it back into circulation.
Yeah. We successfully defunded the Empire.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple hours pass, and then you get the hyperspace alarm that you have reached your destination. You'll be dropping in hyperspace in a few minutes, and you'll be at Uter. You sort of begin the sequence for making sure that all that goes okay, and you drop in hyperspace, and you can sort of see the sort of green and golden planet of Uter. That's sort of rolling fields that go for miles and miles and miles. Planet's like largely grassland.
It's a
largely
grass planet?
flat grassland. It is a grassland planet, yeah. Most of it has been converted into farmland now. It doesn't have a ton of rivers, but it does have like deep, sort of really vast underground water wells that are very useful for irrigation.
So they don't need moisture farms.
No. They sort of have moisture mines, if that makes sense, but they like feed the irrigation systems. But yeah, like most of the planet's surface has been converted into these sort of vast crops. It is one of the planets that's kind of it's one of like a dozen planets that has the nickname of like the breadbasket of formerly, I guess, of the Empire, but now of the galaxy. A few things you do know is that there was a former Imperial Academy here in the city that's not called Central City. That's sort of at the center of one of the larger continents.
Creative.
Yeah.
Do they have perhaps a superhero there that runs fast?
They do not. No. He would put down the Empire. No. The Academy was liberated by the rebels sort of shortly after the destruction of the second Death Star, and now it serves as New Republic Academy, military academy. Specifically, the Starship Starfighter Training Academy is here. Sort of the like Star Wars equivalent of like the Top Gun Academy.
Lots of volleyball happening.
Yeah. Space volleyball.
Yeah. It's actually sort of a baseball equivalent that they built in the fields.
Well, if you build it,
of course,
right?
It was a whole thing trying to attract new recruits with sort of a really good athletic program. As I said, if you build it,
then they all came.
They will. They will enroll. Yeah,
they're all here now. Just hanging out in the bars, singing songs to win.
The contact, unfortunately, I did not make that out if this was Merrick's contact or Zammy's.
It was Zammy's.
It was mine, yeah.
Zammy's.
My old buddy.
Yeah, this is actually, the contact is Colonel Bandwin Kaur, who was the former head of the Alliance Starfighter Command. And when Zammy was flying, that wasn't a huge operation, which is why he did kind of become buddies. There was a tight-knit group before, Scarif and the attack on the first Death Star. He's now running the Academy. So that is your contact here. So you need to head to Central City and see if he can help you.
Mm-hmm. Chart a course.
Yeah, I mean, you
just
know where it is.
There.
Fly there, yeah.
Just flash on over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. At hyperspeed, don't do that. It's a bad idea.
In atmosphere.
We're all dead. New characters.
Oh, they just jumped straight into the planet. That's
a new one.
Weird.
It's the Hoban
So my
maneuver.
new character sounds exactly like me.
Why do you think my character voice is just slightly up more?
I didn't even realize you were doing a voice.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, you sort of fly in, sort of guided. You'll be guided by, sort of the space command, space and like air traffic control. Essentially, you kind of are given a path to fly. This is kind of now that you're in sort of the mid rim, you're a little closer to the core. Things are a little more civilized. You can't just fly into a planet. So you have to, submit your ship codes. Your ship isn't really wanted for anything. It's kind of just registered as a salvage vessel and transport.
What's our ship code?
Like it's a strong string of numbers. You don't need to remember it. It's like you press the button of like just the regular ship code. You don't.
Oh, we have autofill.
I don't think you have other codes that you've purchased or any sort of like spoofers at this time. You're not really rolling in it enough to have that kind of information. So yeah, the Nomad is cleared to land in Central City. You follow the path, I assume, unless you want to deviate from it. But that, I mean, you're totally welcome to. That will have consequences. But
no,
I'm assuming that's not your plan at the moment.
I probably just like sit in the cockpit with the view screen open, and if Dia and Merrick are up there with me, just like point out, oh, and that's where this happened, and that's where that happened, and that's where I went to school. Just like, wait, did I go to school here?
Were you ever in the Imperial Academy?
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. No, I just like point out landmarks or like points of interest.
Yeah, and you were out of the rebellion, or at least captured by the time the battle that happened here happened.
And on your left, you will see.
Yeah, I just know of it from
reputation. So as you fly across, you just see these like huge fields of like grains and other things, and they're kind of. The area passages like huge droid combines that are, harvesting right now.
Then we see a big baseball field.
Yeah, you do see that kind of in the distance as you approach the city. It's sort of there's the city kind of leads up to like the large academy building, which even though it has been reclaimed for the Republic, definitely has that sort of imperial architecture to it. It's very space brutalist. It's very obelisk-like, it's a ziggurat. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like a fun place to go to school, though it has been like it's been repainted from the like black and red accenting that like would have been on. It's now like white with like blue lights instead of red lights. And you can see beyond it there is sort of a bunch of what's a good like space sport name that would be whatever their version of baseball would be. Throw that to.
Well, I want to say Blurnsball, but that's just because of Futurama. Sprock ball?
Wicker ball.
Sure. I think Sprock ball sounds Star Warsy enough. It is probably Sprock ball. It's like a sort of like divoted ball that's used. It's almost like a giant golf ball. And they probably use some sort of bat that's like thin but has like an energy field that like propels the ball when you hit it. But it's effectively baseball. But probably played with like 20 people aside for weird space rules.
It's like multi-dimensional, so some people have jetpacks.
Yeah, there probably is like one rover that has like a jetpack that can try and intercept the ball. Yeah. It's a pretty cool looking field. I'd say there's probably like levels to it too. It's not just like a flat field. And that's what you see beyond that. I don't know if any of you are fans of Sprockball. And you land in the city, and like you've been given a berth in one of the main spaceports. You'll have to pay if you're like basically have to pay for parking. And that's sort of based on the number of days you're expecting to stay.
I mean, I feel like we're not expecting to stay that long. I feel like a couple
I'd say
days
like a day
max.
or two at most.
Yeah, can we like pay by the day?
It's one of those. It is slightly more expensive to pay by the day, but you can do that. It's like it's 10 credits a day if you pay all up front. It's 15 credits a day if you pay by the day, basically.
Pay for 2 days then?
A couple days?
Yeah.
2 days?
Sure. Yeah, you hand that over. You pay for 2 days. You get sort of like an access code or access like code cylinder for the base that you know that you'll be able to like pick that up at sort of space customs that you probably have to go through and whatnot. As you guys are heading out, Zammy, you were sort of finishing up, shutting down the ship in the cockpit alone, and you get a buzz on a comlink you don't use very often.
I kind of scramble around. Like, at first I look confused and try to pick up my regular comlink and say hello, and then I would assume like either Dia or someone's like, what? And then I realize it's not that, so I kind of maybe scramble around for a bit, open my locker in there, like toss a couple things out, and then find it at the bottom of the locker, buzzing.
Yeah, it's a holocom. And I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna ask Lee and Phil to take off your headphones right now.
I should be prepared to write stuff down then.
All right, so you know that this comlink was given to you by the Imperial officer that helped you escape, who you owe a favor to for that reason.
Okay. So when I realize that that's the one that's buzzing, I kind of like my face drops and I quickly look around to make sure that Dia and Merrick aren't around. And before I answer it, I just slowly go to the cockpit door, again peeking around, peeking out, and then close it.
All right, so you close the cockpit. So this is you were getting a call from Corporal Zuzana Lat.
Zuzana Lat?
Yeah, it's like Susanna, but with Z's. Do you answer?
I kind of let it ring, the equivalent of ring a few times while I'm just staring at it.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately not sure if I should pick it up or not. And then probably at the last possible ring, I hit answer.
All right. You now see the like shape of Corporal Zuzana Lat take it form, a little hologram. She is sort of a middle-aged woman with sort of stark blonde hair, and she's standing with her arms behind her back, kind of thing, looking a little imperious. And she says, "For a second there, I thought you weren't going to answer."
I say half contemptuously, half jokingly, I considered it.
Yes, well, I have a favor to ask, and as I recall, you owe me such a favor. If you
do,
I have heard some information regarding your ship. You're still flying with the Nomad, yes?
On and off.
So yes, then. Through a few remnant back channels, there's been whispers about you on Dakar.
Dakar. Which one's that? I've been to a lot of planet. Which one's that again?
So I don't really want to play these games, Zammy. You owe me for saving your life. You will pay that debt.
I'm just silent.
This is what I want information on what you found on Dakar. You obviously found something there. There's been a lot of chatter. Obviously, nothing has been very clear, but this is information I could use. All you need to tell me is what you found.
Do you want to know what happened on Dakar? I'll tell you exactly what happened on Dakar. We were hired by this nerf herder from the Crimson Dawn to go to Dakar and pick up something. He didn't tell us what. Just go and pick up the package. We get to Dakar, and there is a war going on. The Imperial, some other ships that I didn't recognize, just going at it with each other. We were professionals. We landed far away from the space conflict, and we tried to sneak in to figure out this package and to get what was going on. We went in there. We had to hire a new guy. We almost lost the new guy, okay? We almost lost our new guy. I mean, he's a new guy, so, who really cares? But we almost lost him still. We went in there. We tried to get this package, but it wasn't there. And then as we were going out, we saw this other ship explode a building and then just take off. So we figured that they stole whatever we were trying to get there. And so now we're trying to figure out what's going on. We're trying to get money to pay this new guy that didn't die.
Okay, you're going to need to make a deception check. And it is going to be daunting.
Oh, shit.
And this person is a nemesis. So it's going to be 2 red dice on top of that. So it'll be 2 purple and 2 red.
I'm assuming... Can I use my beguiling pheromones over the... Can I use my force powers?
You cannot.
Okay. Can I use a light side point in that I'm probably a pretty experienced liar at this point?
No, that would be... I think that would be reflected by your... Okay. Just your skill.
Okay, so that... Sorry, daunting is 4 dice, and what was it upgraded to? Was it 3 and a red?
2 and 2 red.
2 and 2 red. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is 2 failure, 2 advantage.
Okay, she says, "You're obviously lying to me," which means you recovered whatever you went there to find. So I'm going to make you this deal. If you are able to tell me what you found, and if that information is useful to me, our debt will be squared. You will not hear from me ever again. And if it sounds like you're having some money troubles, I will pay whatever you were owed.
I don't want your money.
From your original contract. What did you find?
I'm taking a moment to consider how much to say. We found a lab that experimented on people, and the thing that we were hired to find were plans, instructions, how to take these people's heads off and put machinery in their heads to make them controllable. And what we were hired to get were these plans to take back to this Crimson Dawn guy.
All right, make another deception check.
Is it the same difficulty?
Same difficulty, yep.
Let's see if that works. Okay. 3 successes and a threat.
Okay. She says, all right, I want a copy of those plans.
We haven't cracked them open. I think they're encrypted.
Then send me the encrypted copies, and that'll be it. Of course, if you send me garbage, it won't be the end of this.
All right. I'm kind of busy right now with some things, but I'll get those to you in the next day or two.
See that you do, and then she disappears.
Okay. I just slump down into the cockpit chair and throw the communicator back into the locker.
All right. You hear another communicator beeping. This
what?
time it's a message from. It's either Dia or Merrick calling you to like come down to the cargo bay and just help with like offloading everyone.
Yeah, it's probably me.
Okay, I realize at that point
down here.
What it is and be like, oh, and haul down there.
I think, Dia, you've been, trying to get in touch with Zami for probably like a minute.
A whole minute? Oh my god.
I mean, that's a decent amount of time if you're like trying to calm someone.
Oh, okay. Like a text message would be,
Yeah.
you know.
I left you on red.
Somebody doesn't respond to a text in a message or to a text in a minute. I'm like, oh my god, they're dead.
What?
You have died, and I disown you from my life.
Okay, so you are all here. You do have the slight problem of you have to get all of these people through customs, essentially.
We can't like leave them on the ship and bring somebody here to see them.
Because I was,
you could do that.
I was gonna figure I'd leave them on the ship and then take my pal Bandwin to come see them.
Bandwidth?
Yeah, you'll have to get in touch with Bandwin. Or, well, I guess Colonel Core is probably more how you might want to refer to him. Yeah, you'd have to get in touch with him. But he is certainly someone that, he might send someone, he might get in touch with you personally.
I just feel like it would be easier to leave them here.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the cyborgs or the rebels?
I'm talking about the cyborgs.
Yeah, because the rebels.
What about the
rebels? We can probably take with us because that would be easier to explain.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm just curious what the rebels like. They as individuals want.
Yeah.
I mean, their lives have kind of been turned up so they don't know. I mean, they probably just want some way to like kind of get their feet on the ground.
Probably as we were coming into the planet also, they wouldn't have been in the cockpit with us, but I would have calmed to the back to explain, hey, this is now a New Republic planet. If you see any Imperial markings or symbols, we took them down. Just kind of make sure they're not worried about flying in and seeing this Imperial ziggurat.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a couple of days to explain to them. I'm sure they understand what's going on. So, I mean, they're happy to like wait here if you want them to wait here, or they can go with you to meet your contact.
Well, we asked them what they want to do.
Here.
Yeah, like I said,
that's what Stu said.
Wait there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say ask them what they want to do, but maybe we just say just...
I was saying they're happy to do whatever right now. Like, they can come with you. That's maybe a bit of a big group to keep together.
Yeah, I think maybe we just
yeah.
leave them on the ship. That's probably just easier if the three of us go.
Yeah. Yeah, leave them on there.
Okay. Yeah, Twylin, I'll stick with the cyborgs just to monitor them. Mm-hmm. If you've explained to her anything about what happened, she probably wants to give them another scan.
Yeah, probably explained what happened. And
R3 has his day pack on and is ready to go. He was promised time off the ship on the last planet.
Yeah, okay. But you have to behave yourself.
Yeah, he does like the sort of stand up straight and what the like droid version of preening. Yeah.
I still need to get an Astromech soundboard.
Yeah. So the four of you head out. You kind of are able to pass through customs pretty easily. Especially on I feel like New Republic worlds, you're pretty set. You haven't committed many crimes within the Republic. You're mostly in the Outer Rim, and have only really pissed off Imperials so far. So you pass through pretty easily. I think all of your info checks out. I think probably two of you are identified as being veterans of the rebellion and are given a little bit of a thank you for your service kind of thing.
I do little hand waves and mini salutes as we go by.
You hop you can either sort of hop a hover taxi or rent a speeder if you want to have something that's yours for the day, basically.
What's the deal with weapons on this planet?
You're kind of fine with sidearms, which is pretty. As long as you've as long as none of your weapons are restricted, you're fine.
No.
Okay.
Dia, you don't have the holdout isn't registered to you. Just as a reminder.
Okay. Maybe I'll leave
it
on the ship. We are playing it above board for this planet.
And also, I would say frag grenades, not.
I didn't think those. I probably mentioned to Merrick and Dia. I mean, I'm sure Dia already knew, but I reminded Dia and mentioned to Merrick sidearms are okay, but if you have anything restricted, probably best to leave them here. As I'm taking all of the frag grenades off all of the clips, and actually I think I only have 3 left, but still.
Yeah, I have a heavy blaster rifle. It's not necessarily restricted, but
I mean, you would draw attention to yourself with that. It's a big gun, but
But they're not going to take it away, or
you got a license for it. If it's not, as long as it's not restricted, which I don't think it is, it doesn't have a little R next to it.
No.
Then you technically are fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a repeating blaster, right?
Nope.
Then you're
it's
fine.
Just a heavy. Yep.
You definitely will. You're gonna look like a mercenary, like a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
You'll definitely draw looks, but otherwise, you won't be in any sort of legal trouble.
Okay.
They'd probably be you got to keep the safety on kind of thing. Sort of the warning you get going through customs. So speeder taxi or hire or rent a speeder are kind of your options here.
Do we know where we're going yet? Have you been in touch with your guy?
You have not reached out to him yet, but you do know where to find him, which would be at the academy.
Yeah, I'd probably say, regardless of whichever method we choose, just say head towards the academy, and as we're going there, I'll send him a message, a heads up, whatever.
Okay. We have too many other errands to really accomplish on this planet, so maybe we'll just take a taxi.
I'd say take a taxi there, and if we need one, we can rent one when we're leaving.
Need to get around further.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to rent a taxi. Sorry, you're doing the taxi?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you hop in a taxi.
Space taxi.
It's pretty minimal. It's it's going to be like a 5 credit trip there. On your way, you kind of you send a message to Colonel Core, and you sort of get a message back that's basically like, head to the he'll meet you in the like main sort of cafeteria of the academy. Just sort of go there and wait.
Okay.
That's kind of the message you get back.
The
taxi takes you there, like sort of takes you through the city. You can see it's the city itself is not huge. It's sort of just got this towering academy at one end of it. The rest it's fairly like rural farming city. But a lot of it is just exporting of the goods. Like that's pretty much the purpose of it. And people that live here work in the like processing factories, or on the outskirts might work on the farms and live in the city but travel out to the farms for work. So it's pretty unremarkable city. It's almost quiet in a way, especially now, like sort of midday. You sort of head into the academy, and that's a little more lively. As you can see, there's this isn't just where Starfighter Command or Starfighter pilots are trained. There's also sort of an army arm as well. They're kind of doing their various formations and things in the main grounds of the academy. As you approach, you can see a couple X-wings landing after having done some maneuvers, and you are sort of let out by the taxi, met by some sort of military guard. You identify yourselves. Colonel Core has already sent word, and you're sort of given directions to the cafeteria.
Colonel Core is just funny to me.
As we were going, I'm maybe a little bit like...
So it is a Star Wars-y version of Core. But yeah.
Yeah. As we were going there, I was maybe a little bit like plastered towards the window, like, ooh, watching all the ships go by. Not like too touristy, but just like in awe.
Yeah, I mean, those X-Wings look nice and shiny. They're all cleaned up. They're not really fine combat missions or anything, so they look like they just came off of the assembly line.
Yeah, just appreciating everything.
Got that new X-Wing smell.
It's been a while since you flew one of those.
It's been a while.
You also see. I think you were out by the time this happened. You see a few B-wings as well, which are sort of the pinnacle of Starfighter technology.
Those ones I do kind of like fanboy over a little bit, like and then I kind of like
it's like telling everyone about the specifications.
Dia.
What?
B-wings.
Okay. And I care why?
I'm like completely not even paying attention. Just still like, ooh.
I probably just look back at my like comm device. I'm just, I don't know, playing Tetris.
On space Twitter.
Datapad. Yeah.
I feel like you're playing on your datapad, playing like a chess game with R3.
Yeah.
He's winning.
As usual.
Winning. You have to let him win, otherwise he sucks.
So you guys head to the cafeteria. It's pretty standard military academy cafeteria. Despite the like new paint job, it's really hard to like make this not feel like an imperial place. Just lots of like angular hallways, and it's got not a lot of windows.
So, Zammy, how much time do you think we have? Got time for lunch? I'm like already going to get a tray.
I just kind of like
I feel like this is the true mark of a Lee character, which is that they eat a lot.
I feel like at this point I already knew the answer. I knew it was a rhetorical question, so I just kind of like nod my head to Merrick, like, go ahead. And I wait.
Yeah, I'm already like in the lineup giving things.
Yeah, you can be like a couple credits, not a negligible number of credits for your lunch. Merrick, what are you up to?
I don't join Dia. I'm gonna hang around with Zammy. I think wherever Zammy ends up like standing or waiting around, I just find the nearest seat and plonk down.
Okay.
Yeah, not really saying much, just looking around.
Okay. Yeah, you guys find a table. Sort of. Where in the cafeteria would you want to like situate yourselves?
I want to sit so I'm looking directly at whatever entrance Colonel Cora would come in.
It's a pretty classic cafeteria with like just two entrances. I don't think there's one that's like marked as like officer's entrance or anything like that. So you probably kind of situate yourself between both of them so you can see both entrances. Yeah. Okay. Would you be like put yourself up against a wall or in like the center of the cafeteria?
I'd probably just say the center.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys do that. You're sort of in the center. It's, medium busy in here. I think like people are sort of filtering in and out. It's not like middle of the day. It's not like a lunch rush situation or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of just talk amongst yourselves, but be careful not if you don't want people to overhear you. There is like a danger of that.
Okay.
I'm not really talking. I'm kind of doing that thing where I'm like half in the conversation, but just keeping an eye on either. I'm just excited to see my old friend.
Okay. Merrick, are you talking to Zammy about anything?
Nope. I sit not at his table, just like the table right next to his. I put my blaster rifle just like on the table and then sit down and just kind of survey my surroundings.
There are probably a couple young cadets staring at you and the massive rifle that you just put down on their table. Your helmet is it a Republic or a Rebellion helmet?
Yeah, so the only two kind of remnants of my Rebel days are my helmet and my blaster rifle, which are both like Rebel issue.
Okay. Yeah, so they give you a bit of a look and they kind of, you can overhear them like whispering to yourselves like, he looks like he might have like, like that helmet's like commando issue and kind of thing. But they, they don't like land on whether or not you're a current like Republic commando or anything like that. Mm-hmm. They just kind of, there's some interest that they've piqued and they're talking about you as they kind of walk out of the cafeteria.
Okay.
At which point probably Dia comes with, I'll let you decide how much food you have on your plate.
The tray is full.
3 helpings.
No, I think I just like couldn't decide, so I got one of everything. And like 2 of the green thing. That looked good. There's like some kind of space jello, I'm sure.
As Dia comes by and sits down, I'm like, "Oh, that green thing's good."
Oh, I got extra. Do you want some?
Sure. But I kind of I don't really eat it. Again, I'm just like kind of excited / antsy to see my old pal, so I kind of take a couple bites and let it sit in front of me.
Right. I just like fork getting in there. Between bites. I guess Merrick decided to sit over there by himself. I guess that's a good idea. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get ambushed in here.
I mean, my gun takes up like the entire table.
It Is it really that big? How big are these tables? I was picturing like,
I don't know.
Like cafeteria style
Calf tables.
Tables we can't sit at during COVID kind of thing.
Oh, I was kind of imagining food court for some reason, but
just like
it's kind of food court.
I was thinking like big picnic table type calf tables.
I was picturing
a table with the chair attached.
Round?
Yeah. Chair's not attached, I don't think.
We're all picturing different things.
The magic of the imagination. Okay.
Let's all be on the same page.
So Zammy, whatever door you're looking at currently is not the door that Colonel Core comes through. You just hear from the direction you're not looking. You just hear, "Geez, Hoban, fashion sense hasn't changed at all, huh?"
I stand up with a shoot and like completely rigid and like, what was it? Colonel Core? Colonel
Core, yeah.
And then I walk, but then I walk towards him. I walk towards him, and as I can see, like the cadets are out of earshot, I just yell "Bandy" and put my arms out for a big hug.
Yeah, he hugs you in close. He hugs you in close, and then in your ear says, "You ever call me that again in front of anyone in this academy?" It's like, "I'm gonna shoot you."
Oh, I know. And then as we're hugging,
Colonel Core is kind of sort of a taller, like sort of in his like 40s, Denzel Washington type, a little scruffier than the usual Denzel look, I would say. And he looks, he looks a little tired. He's a little older, a little more like weary looking than when you saw him. He's when you last saw him, he's fought basically like a whole extra war since last you saw him, and also is now a teacher, which is just as exhausting.
As we're embracing, I just say like quietly in his ear, like, "We have one thing to talk to you about, but I have another thing to talk to you about after." And then I stop hugging and just be like, "Dia, Merrick, this is Commander Core," and I kind of
Colonel Core.
Sorry, yeah. This is Colonel Core, and say it like 90% authoritative, 10% ribbing him.
I stand up. I'll show him the respect most people would give him.
Yeah, I'm not disrespecting him at all. I'm just kind of nudging him because I'm his bud.
Yeah.
But then I sit back down.
He says, "Merrick, Captain Olin."
Salute him with my fork.
He kind of just gives like a bit of a nod of like, "Yep, like not military type, like civilians." Yeah. He sits down with all. He says, "So what brings you to Uter?"
Obviously, this is green stuff.
Told you it was good.
The green stuff's pretty good. He says, "Have you tried the blue Tylerian jelly?"
No, they were out of it. Should I wait till they restock?
I mean, it's a dessert thing, so yeah, I would definitely finish with it. You won't regret it.
All right, maybe they will make some more. Well, we have a problem that maybe not problem. Problem is maybe the wrong word. We have a situation.
Oh, we got a situation.
Enigma.
So this isn't a social visit then.
Well, Zammy was really excited to see you, but we found some of your people.
Should we talk about this here, or do you got an office?
Yeah, some of this might be maybe for your ears only.
Here's fine for now. Why don't you give me the gist, and then we'll see if we need to move somewhere else.
Former Imperial Science Lab.
Okay.
And
You said you found some of my people? What do you mean by that?
Trafficking.
Yeah, we've
Some of my students?
no.
Oh
no. By your people, I mean like the rebellion, republic.
Because would it even be his people?
I don't. The rebellion became the republic. So you fought the rebellion. They were rebel soldiers, but they were in what do you call it? The carbonite.
They were in a secret Imperial lab.
Yes.
In carbonite.
In carbonite. And we found them. And so maybe we should bring them here. Because
they're back at your ship.
We thought it would be easier.
No, that's fine. How many people did you find? Like, do you have names? Do you know who these people were or are, I suppose?
We probably got the names of the ones that we woke up, right?
I'll say, well, some of them.
I'd say, I mean, you're being a little cryptic here. So what's the other thing you wanted to talk about?
Oh, that we'll get to in a minute. But what do you know? Do we know the term decraniated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you probably saw it on some document on the. I guess you more just destroyed the information. You didn't really look for it. So I don't know if you have a word for it.
I mean, also didn't Twylin know something? I mean, he probably knows like the medical terms, right?
Yeah.
Even.
I mean, decraniated just doesn't mean like their cranium has been removed, which, is what happened.
Yeah. Well, then, in any case, I'd say to him, like, what do you know about decraniation?
Do you mean losing your head happens if you get a stray blaster bolt in the wrong spot, I suppose.
Yes, but this is more on purpose to make
and it's not
people.
I mean, you've got them losing their head, but then they're replacing their head.
Yeah, with droid parts. We could show you if you want.
Can I not say that I am familiar? I am.
Do you want to just come to the ship with us?
Like, I'm just here to teach people how to fly. I was in the military to fly. Like I absolutely do want to see what you're talking about, and I can find the right people to help. But I'm, this is all a little above my pay grade, I suppose.
Yeah, a little bit above ours too.
Yeah,
considering we also didn't get paid. That's besides the point. We rescue some people, we do a good deed,
I think it'd just be easiest if you come back to the ship and you talk to them, we show you these squarehead guys.
Let me just clear my afternoon, and he comes up to sort of an assistant, basically like tells him to, cancel any classes he's got, and he will take you down to his speeder and take you back to your ship. Probably asking questions about so where did you find these?
I cross my arms and then look at Dia.
Totally remember what the planet was called. I had a note.
Dakar.
Hold on. Dakar,
Planet
right?
Dakar.
In Dakar.
It's interesting. It's
dude, where's my Dakar?
We did a scan of Dakar when we were looking for a base before Hoth. There wasn't anything there then, so it must have been a more recent installation.
Well, there's not so much anything there now, but there was.
Who hired you for this?
I kind of sheepishly look away. It was the Crimson Dawn guy.
We can't do
He's like, that we may need that information.
Maybe we can work something out.
I sheepishly look away at first, and then I look back, and it's just like, it wasn't good people.
It's like, well, you figured that much. But right, forgot who I was dealing with for a second there, I guess. And he gets a like just slightly colder towards you, because he's sort of remembered that, you know, you're not rebels. Like, you're not, in his mind, I guess you're not good guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, so yeah,
We're not
you're either
Republic.
with us, you're against us thing.
Yeah.
No, it's more of a like, oh right, yeah, they're not just gonna do this out of like a sense of right.
No,
you know, like,
because we gotta eat and fuel the ship.
yeah. No, I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying that's his.
Yeah.
That's how he reacts to it.
And that's how I react to that.
This is all like wordless within the space taxi or his
100%,
his whatever.
The
space Uber or Spoober that he hired.
No,
yeah, everyone gets a little uncomfortable with the atmosphere we've created in this room.
But luckily it's right before we get to the ship.
You arrive back at the spaceport and your ship bay, and he follows you to the cargo pod, I assume is where everyone is. And you reveal he's sort of first sort of addresses the former rebels, lets them know that they'll do whatever they can to help them, you know, reconnect with their families or get their feet back on the ground. There's obviously a place for them in the Republic, should they want it. They all kind of salute. Then he spots the decraniated people and says, kind of turns to you, like, well, that's, you know, you think you have a picture in your head.
Yeah.
Nothing really can get you ready for seeing that.
No.
Also in the middle of the night.
What?
He says, I have some
I told you about that, Sammy.
I have some people in the, you know, science division that might be able to, I don't even know, might help them. I have, well, is there anything, any other information about them that you could provide me?
I think at this point, now that we're in the security of our own ship, I kind of, I give Dia maybe a look as in like, I think we should let him in.
Okay. But you're paying to fuel the ships this time, Sammy.
So look, we were hired. I know we were hired by this guy from the Crimson Dawn to go to Dakar and collect the package. We went to Dakar. There were some Imperials there. We found the package, and I broadly gesture to all these people. We weren't going to deliver these back to them.
No,
we didn't know what to do. We didn't know who to turn to. And then I kind of like leave that in the air.
Like, well, I'm glad you still have semblance of a conscience. And I think you've come to the right place. Did you like say the name of the person that hired you?
I don't remember.
I also don't remember.
It's Commandant Paulus. Would you have said the name, or did you just say Crimson Dawn?
I probably wouldn't have even said Crimson Dawn personally, but I probably would have used the guy's name.
I mean, I wouldn't have said most of the things that have been said.
Yeah, but you don't say anyway.
None of you did. Zammy said it. So that's it.
Yeah. At this point, I figure in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, I would have said Crimson Dawn, and then if he asked, I would have given up the name.
Yeah, he would ask for the name.
Yeah.
It says Paulus, huh? It's like, I think he might be ex-Imperial.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hadn't. We figured that after.
Especially when we saw what he wanted us to pick up. Or who.
Says, okay, is there... Says, I've heard of, procedures similar to this. None of it's great, but I don't think he's breaking new ground here. Why would he want them back? I guess it seems like a lot of trouble.
That was not part of the job description. We were just told to pick up a package and deliver it.
We didn't even know what it was. Look, I know you don't approve of this, but we were not going to go into human trafficking.
That's good.
Also, we just are the delivery service.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't ask.
They hired us to pick up a package and bring it back. We got to the package.
I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to get whatever information I can here.
Honestly, that is all we know.
I mean, did you scan them? Did you? Do they have like hard drives? Do they?
We had our doc look over them.
I don't know if Carlin figured anything else out while we were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he would or she would probably know more than any of us.
Yeah, Twilight says, well, aside from the obvious, they have a clean bill of health.
They have a control device.
Wonderful, he says. And then you get that's definitely more just like sigh directed at Imperial cruelty more than anything. He's like, yes, yeah, I'm glad they lost. All right, well, we got to get everyone here back to the academy. I guess I can't really do much with them here. Let me get some transport for that. I don't have a ton of discretionary funds or anything to pay you for, but if there's any other information you can give me, I'm sure that would be helpful. I can, pay to refuel your ship, I guess, and that's about all I can really offer. And accommodations, if you want to stick around here for a little bit.
That would be appreciated.
All right. Well, you grab anything you need.
If there's something we can do for you, some kind of job
Yeah.
that needs to be a little bit hush-hush, maybe we can...
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get in touch with some people about your friends here. This might turn in. There might be something. Here, here's some. He just passes you basically like a key card. He says, this will get you into to one of the apartments in the academy. All the information you need is on there. He's like, clear up whatever you need here, and then head there. I'll be in touch in an hour or two once I get everyone situated. It's like this is gonna be a lot of paperwork and a lot of HoloNet conversations. I will speak to you then. And sort of some speeder trucks are pulling up, and he sort of takes over, moving everyone there, along with a few sort of Alliance soldiers that help him. And you all have some time to get anything else you need from the ship. You can kind of bypass customs, I would say, at this point, because you kind of got a bit of a pass for now, for the next 24 hours or so, I would say.
Bring all the bombs, Sammy.
well, your characters are doing that. We'll take a quick break.
Yes,
so everyone can use the washroom, grab another drink. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
BRB.
Cool. All right.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. It's actually probably slightly more than 30 seconds from what I put in the chat because there's a delay. But we're back. Before we dive right in, I've heard some people wondering where Devin is, and I realized that I had not mentioned that.
I'm Devin.
The first two streams.
Look at me. I am the Devin now.
Devin just has some family stuff, so he is taking a break from summer, but he may drop in as a guest, and he will definitely still be a part of whatever season 2 ends up being for Dungeon Punks.
Yeah.
So he's still around. He's just busy being way more of an adult than the rest of us.
Oh yeah.
As I drink a gin and tonic from this camping mug.
As I drink a batana from a Cthulhu tiki cup.
I have water. I am an adult. Also, I can't drink that much.
Yeah, this is like one drink in the night, just loosen things up. Yeah. So anyways, just wanted to mention that. Let's dive in. I did throw some questions to chat, so if anyone wants to throw some suggestions at me, I will keep an eye on that.
What's Phil drinking? Phil didn't tell us what you're drinking.
I am drinking whiskey plus
whiskey.
Just straight whiskey.
Simple syrup plus lemon juice plus bubbly water plus bitters.
Ooh.
So it's kind of a whiskey sour, but substitute bubbly water with egg whites.
Talking Angostura, orange bitters. What we got? Chocolate bitters. What are we doing here?
No, just regular bitters.
Angostura. We also have orange.
Angostura.
But...
I need to step away for just a second because my sink is dripping and it's going to drive me crazy for the next hour and whatever.
Okay, let's all trash talk Kirk while he's away.
Kirk is so good at stuff. It's annoying.
Oh, yeah. You know what else? He's really nice.
I hate that about him.
God, it's so frustrating how nice Kirk is.
And Neptune is right there.
Yeah. I feel like you need to get him and bring him to the camera.
Yes, please.
He's sleeping right now, maybe when he's not.
Bring the camera to Neptune.
Yes, this is now a Neptune stream.
Mm-hmm.
It works. Still something in space. Still can be a
liquid plane.
Yep.
All right. When last we left off, you had handed over the rebels that you had rescued, along with the decraniated cyborg people that you had rescued, to Zammy's old pal, Colonel Bandwin Core, who's taken them into his care and gone to sort of get in touch with some contacts of his about what to do with these cyborgs. You did not share the information with him about the weird thing that happened in the night. I actually don't know if you've shared that with Zanny.
I said I did. I said I would have filled
you did?
in.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I brought the coffee. I filled you in about what happened.
Oh, okay,
right. Yeah, so that's the only information you didn't pass on to him. You did pass on the stuff about the Crimson Dawn and Commandant Polis.
Mm-hmm.
So with that information, he's gone off to get in touch with the people, and he gave you keycard access to basically an apartment on the Academy grounds where you can hole up for now. So I don't know if you're going to head directly there, if you want to do anything in the ship, or if you want to do anything in the city. That's really up to you. So what is the next step?
Well, Captain, what do you think?
Well, I would probably grab my overnight bag, my go bag. And I mean, a chance to stay in a place that's not the ship sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I probably have like a to-go bag, overnight bag of some sort that I also grab. Of course, it's like
Um,
one change of underpants and one different loud shirt, and that's about it.
do you bring Twylin with you? Do you bring R3 with you?
Yeah, R3 probably insists on coming with us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ask Twylin if she wants to come.
She's her own person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like you, she would relish in like opportunity to sleep in a real bed, you know.
Yeah, Twilight can come. That's cool.
Drink some water that hasn't been passed through the filter 7 times, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, we I guess lock up the ship as much as possible, set the alarm, and head on out. I mean, everybody. Merrick, you want to come?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'll go wherever you guys end up going.
Okay.
Also, I have very few possessions to begin with, so.
Right.
Yeah. So you lock down the ship, and you can see there's sort of the ground crew here is starting to handle any sort of refueling and all that, as promised by the colonel, that you would at the very least get a refuel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you grab a speeder taxi, back to the academy.
So long as they don't put any track hairs on this time.
I mean, you would guess that Colonel Core wouldn't do that. I mean, there's always a chance that there's like some corrupt Starport official, but you know how to scan your ship.
We do now.
Yeah.
I mean, you scanned it immediately and found it. You just left it on a little too long.
God. I can't be the only one to remember these things, guys. I have a terrible memory.
Dia probably brings it up, and I'm like, he wouldn't do that.
Okay,
but we'll scan anyway.
That's your problem if it happens.
I make a mental note to scan before we leave, but not tell Dia that I'm scanning.
Okay. Seems needlessly complicated. You arrive at the academy. You can kind of wander the grounds a bit, but you have a rough idea of where to find this apartment. You can sort of see it's off of the main like imposing ziggurat. There seems to be more sort of housing sort of to the south side.
Housing ziggurats?
They still have that sort of oppressive imperial look, but there is a lot more windows and light. It is sort of where the officers might have stayed.
Gotcha.
So they are a little more opulently appointed. At least architecturally, they're maybe pared down a bit now that the Republic has them, but it's a pretty nice, spacious apartment that you've been lent. It's modestly furnished, so it's not anything fancy, but there's several rooms, lots of beds, comfortable couches. There's a holo projector if you want to catch up on any, sports or news.
My stories.
Weirdly, I feel like following the stories isn't probably something you would do, as you don't really have a lot of HoloNet access on a transport ship.
Yeah, I was just being a nana.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah,
I switch it on to whatever Sprockball game is being broadcast. I'm not necessarily a fan, but it's just like background noise.
Yeah, so you're not alone with your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're also not alone because we're here too.
You guys can sort of settle in and wait.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that I can think of that I would need to go out and get or do.
Yeah, I probably will stick around here at the apartment. And wait, and if it takes too long and I start getting hungry, I might venture out to the city to try to find food that isn't served in the cafeteria.
Okay.
The green stuff.
Yeah.
Nah.
You do need to try the blue stuff, Dia.
I do need to try the blue stuff.
You guys can feel free to split up. Like you're in a pretty safe, quiet situation right now. Merrick could head to the markets. There are like some markets, like farmers markets. You probably find some real food there. Dia, if you want to try the blue stuff, it would be your opportunity.
Go.
Zammy, you can just watch your Sprockball game.
Oh, I'd say I go with Dia unless Dia gives me like subtle and or overt hints that Dia wants to be alone. But otherwise, I
was going to invite Twilin to come with me.
Oh,
because maybe she wants to try some blue stuff.
Well, then, yeah, I'd just go with Dia then, and Twilin.
Okay. So the three of you can head to the cafeteria. R3 is going to hold down the fort.
As soon as you say you're going to try the blue stuff, I'm
checking all of the cupboards and stuff. The blue, was it Twilurian jelly?
Something like that,
yeah. Twilin would say like, oh, that's a delicacy.
Well, I hope they have some left.
The Republic must have a pretty good budget. Unless it's synthesized, I guess that's not. It'd still be good, I guess. It's not real as the like stuff that you harvest off.
Well,
of the,
only one way to find out.
Twilurian whales.
I don't want to know how they make it. I just want to eat it.
Yeah, I say that specifically.
Really should it's really good for everyone to sort of understand where their food comes from.
Well, only one way to find out.
I only care about.
She's walking while she's telling you. This is just like she's a little, science nature nerd.
Yeah.
You guys head to the cafeteria. You got some of the blue stuff. It's pretty good. Merrick, you're able to produce this farmer's market, and just it's fresh food. It's not like it's very like staple-y food. Like, it's not, there's nothing like wild here, but it's like just really good fruit and veg and bread from the local like grains made here.
Okay.
Get yourself a nice meal.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds great. Find somewhere to sit down nearby, kind of on the street, or just, I don't know, maybe like a small park area, and hunker down and just kind of enjoy some solitude.
Okay. Merrick, can you give me just an average perception check?
That will be. Whoa. That will be 1 success and 1 threat.
1 success and 1 threat. Okay. You look up. Just happen to be like looking up. It's a nice day. It's cloudless sky, and you see something drop out of hyperspace above you. It is a pretty recognizable something. It's a very large triangle, and it has dropped out of hyperspace close to the planet. You can actually see it is like entering atmosphere almost immediately after it has dropped out of hyperspace.
Okay.
The threat is that you realize you forgot your comlink in the apartment. We'll cut to the cafeteria.
I don't know if that's.
Isn't it built into your helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I didn't bring my helmet, which I guess that can be possible.
Yeah, I think if you're like wanting to walk around in a market, not like threatening, I think you maybe don't have. I don't know if you'd have your rifle even. I'll let you decide that.
No, I don't have my rifle.
All right, back to the cafeteria. You're sort of sitting enjoying your blue stuff. Probably your like third order of blue stuff. It's really good. Though Twilight does say it's definitely the like synthesized stuff.
I'm about to ask if I can get some to go, kind of thing.
Zammy, you get a comm from Bandwin.
Okay.
And he says, "Hey pal, this is a little more complicated than I thought. If you all could come meet me in my offices, sending you the like directions." He's about to say now, you think, and then it just goes like.
I just shoot up and sorry, go ahead.
You recognize that as either his comlink got damaged or it's the sound of like a comlink being jammed.
Yeah, I just shoot up and be like, "We gotta go. Grab the blue stuff. We gotta go."
As soon as you say we gotta go, there is like a bang sound, and like the whole building shakes.
No, I can't actually shake my camera. I can drop parts off of it, though.
Merrick, you are assuming like running back to the academy?
Yeah. As soon as I see the Star Destroyer, I start sprinting back to the academy.
You hear a turbo laser fire, and you see like a turbo laser shot hit the side of the academy. There it is shielded, like it does impact a shield, but you can definitely like it's a loud bang as it impacts the shields, which are definitely not designed to take this much like of a hit.
Okay.
Or at least not too many of them. You're running. If you look back at the Star Destroyer, you'll also see that it has released a squad of TIEs and what appears to be a transport ship, but it's not the like traditional like Lambda shuttle. It's a little sleeker than that. It's not like one you would recognize, I don't think. I guess you can make a military check if you have knowledge military.
The difficulty?
This is going to be daunting.
I don't. Yeah, wait. What? There is no military.
It's Then it would just be an intelligence.
Okay.
Roll.
And you said it's daunting?
It's daunting, yeah.
Can I just not make the roll?
Yeah, if you want to just decide you wouldn't know what the ship is, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like a shuttle. It doesn't look like a nice shuttle. That's probably.
It looked bad.
Yeah, you can keep running. You can try and steal a speeder if you want. If you want to get there faster, you're pretty far distance away.
Oh yeah, am I? Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I think. Yeah, I'm running down the street, and I'm gonna just try to hijack a like a land speeder or something similar that's just parked on the street.
Yeah, you can do that. I think, as we've learned from all Star Wars movies, none of them have keys. You can just jump in them and start them up. I'm assuming that's not just like a secret Jedi power that Obi-Wan had. So you just hop the side of one that looks fast and punch it.
Okay.
He just
not really doing anything fancy
for the keys.
Sorry?
I just said he has to check the sun visor for the keys.
You just like punch a control panel. It starts up. Yeah, you push off, speeding towards the academy. Kind of, you hear that like whine as like a bunch of TIEs sort of fly overhead, start shooting, kind of at the grounds and at the the building. And then sort of this ominous feeling as like the slow rumble of that of the shuttle kind of comes in behind you. You're moving faster than that, so you probably get there before that happens. So the tides are kind of spinning around to get to make another run. We'll cut back inside to the rest of the group. There has been a loud explosion, and now you can hear sort of blaster fire.
Time to get out of here.
Yeah. Well, wait, so we were in the cafeteria of the academy?
Yeah.
So I want to head up to... Dia can get out of here, but I want to head up to Core's office. Because he was just calling on the comms, right?
Yeah.
So I want to go to where he is.
Okay. Dia, what are you doing?
I'd say this to Dia. If the comm wasn't out loud, I say Core just called and the call got cut off. I'm going to find him.
The comm would be out loud. Most of them usually are.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So Dia, I feel like I got to get Twilight out of here. I want to know what's going on with Core. But I also feel like I don't want our NPC to die.
There's also R3.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you send Twilight with R3?
Well,
R3's at the apartment.
Right.
Okay, Stu, real talk. If I just send Twilight off to get R3 and send them back to the ship, will they die or get captured?
Captured, maybe. I wouldn't just kill them though.
Okay.
Unless you guys start rolling real bad on stuff. But no, there will always be a chance for you to save them before I would ever just like kill them off screen.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go with Zammy, but I'm gonna send Twilight back to the apartment to get R3 and book it to the ship.
Yeah, she's like, you got it, boss. I think she has a blaster probably, so she like pulls a blaster. So she's like, you got it, boss. And then runs off back.
If you see Merrick along the way, tell him where we're going.
She kind of shouts back, okay.
I figure right after we got the comm from Core, we would have tried to calm Merrick. But obviously Merrick didn't.
Well, I mean, this was literally right after, so like I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah, sorry, we tried to do that at some point, but
it goes to voicemail.
It doesn't even do that. All the comms are jammed.
Yeah, they're jammed. Yeah.
Right. You don't even have a custom voice.
You
don't even have the custom voicemail. It's just like the call you have tried to reach to Merrick is not successful. Please leave a message.
You mostly just get static. Actually, is what you get. Because cell phones in Star Wars are just walkie-talkies.
Right.
Yeah, so you that happens, and you start running through the halls to find a turbo lift to take you up to Colonel Core's office. That turbo lift, I think, probably takes you like along. I think I'd say it's like along the outside of the building, just so you get a view, and you can see there is a Star Destroyer in atmosphere over the city, and TIE fighters like flying around. And now you can see like a few X-Wings have scrambled to fight them. And you can also see this shuttle approaching the Academy and starting to like raise its wings for a landing.
So Zammy, maybe we just abandon ship and we go back to our ship? Yeah? Good idea? I think so. They're like reaching for the button to go down again.
I just grab it and be like, I gotta go see Core.
But this seems like not our problem anymore.
He gave us some fuel.
And I appreciate that.
Look, you can bail if you want to, but I gotta go see Core.
I can't because I need you to fly the ship.
I know that in the back of my head. That's kind of my. I'm going to see Core. You can do what you want, but you don't have a pilot.
that's why I'm coming.
Yeah.
I could probably like get it out of here, but you're a better pilot than I am. So.
We're gonna cut back across to the like grounds of the academy as Merrick is racing across like towards the apartments, I would assume.
That's a good question because actually, I think we mentioned I was heading to the academies, but I think it might be smarter to head to the apartments potentially.
The apartments are in the academy grounds.
Oh, they're in the okay, right. Then yeah, either way, heading to the apartments.
All right, so you head to the apartments. I think you are you get out of the speeder. You're running up like some steps up to the apartment, and you would probably run into Twylin at that time.
Okay, with R3 or just by herself?
Twylin is still getting there, so R3 is like in the apartment, like recreating Risky Business, sliding across the floor to some music. But sort of as she's running towards you, Twylin is like rapidly filling you in on the situation.
Okay. I asked her if she didn't already tell me where the captain and Zami.
Yeah, she's filled you in on that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna, as she was yelling, she's just like, there's like because something happened here, and there's they went up to see the Commander Core. They're in this level, and like, yeah. And it's pretty much filled you in by the time she reaches you and is now kind of a little out of breath.
Okay. Okay. So I tell her to do what the captain says. I'm going to go meet up with Zami and the captain, get him back down to the ship.
Okay. So she would head to the apartment.
Right.
And you would, I assume, do you grab your things from the apartment first?
No. So I tell her, so as like we're kind of running inside and we get to that fork in the road, I tell her to do what the captain says, and then as she's running away, I yell and like, oh, and make sure R3 doesn't forget my gun. And then I just turn off and
your helmet.
Yeah. Helmet would be nice too, but
R3 is already wearing the helmet on top.
And then
okay.
I go up the elevator.
All right, you start sprinting. Sort of as you're sprinting from the apartments to the like main academy building, you can see that the shuttle is coming in for a landing now. It's like wings are folding up. It's kind of like this big black V with a like very triangular main body.
Okay.
It starts landing. I don't know if you want to watch it for a second, get a little information, or if you're just gonna beat feet and get to that turbo lift.
Can I wait for the turbo lift and watch, or
no? The turbo lift is like in the building.
Okay, then. Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna like take cover behind a door or something, and then just kind of peek around the corner, just get a glimpse of what comes out of that shuttle before I book it for the turbo lift.
Okay. Yeah. So the shuttle lands, and I'm gonna get you to give me. This won't be that hard. It's gonna be. It's gonna actually. This is forgetting how setting difficulties works in this case. Situational stuff is blue dice, so it's going to be 2 purple and a red as the difficulty because of who is coming out of that ship.
Okay.
But because they're not particularly looking for you, I'm going to give you 3 boost dice to this stealth check. So 3 blue dice.
Okay.
And then your regular stealth.
Stealth. Okay. That's just 2 successes.
Okay, so you may remain pretty hidden as you kind of like duck behind sort of one of the main entrances. And you see the shuttle land. The walkway kind of lowers from it ominously with like a few puffs of compressed gas, and several, probably about 10, sort of 5 on each side, death troopers come out and start sort of like blasting away at anyone that hasn't already been like repelled by the TIE fighter stuff, just trying to like clear a path. And then following them out, you see this sort of cloaked figure, wearing like sort of a form-fitting like black bodysuit with sort of like arm wraps and leg wraps. And you don't really recognize whether they don't seem to be wearing like traditional Imperial gear, but they're very much like giving off a like sense of command, and their face is obscured by a helmet.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of like just glossy black.
Okay, so I can't tell anything about like what species they are, or
no, I don't think from this distance. They're obviously like humanoid. I would say they're about average height.
Okay. All right.
But the like, yeah, the cloak and the cape, the cloak kind of obscures their form a little bit.
So you can't tell if they're played by Giancarlo Esposito or not?
They are not played by Giancarlo Esposito. Different look.
Okay. All right. As soon as I see that and realize that there's nothing more for me to observe, I make a run for the turbo lift.
Okay. You'll get there. I mean, you're pretty far distance from them, and they didn't see you, so I think you just get to the turbo lift.
Okay.
The shuttle is just landing as you guys reach the top, and the turbo lift doors open. I'm guessing you head directly to the colonel's office.
Yeah. Beeline.
Okay, he is there. He's got like a pretty nice big office for like to have meetings and stuff, and sort of he's got the rebels sitting there that kind of just, he didn't really know where else to sit them, and so him with the decraniated folks. That one, he has a few people that are kind of dressed in like Republic science officer kind of outfits. It looks like they've, they are still kind of doing some like, they seem now like rushed scans of them, and one of them actually has plugged into the cyborg part, and is looking at that in a data pad, and is like seems to be scrolling through just like pages of information. As soon as you arrive, Banban looks at you and goes, "You really stepped in one, Zammy."
Okay. The other thing that I was going to tell you this once we figured all this out, but this might be the other thing.
Wait,
and then
what other thing?
And then I go on to tell, I'd like to wait for Merrick to come, but I figure it's just a little too, like, we're not quite sure where Merrick is.
Yeah.
So I just go and start to explain the comm call that I had while I was still on the ship and they were out. I think at this point, Dia probably knows that, well, Dia definitely knows that I was in prison, but maybe doesn't quite know the details of my escape. So I go on to detail that, yes, I was, and then I think Bandwin would also know that I was in prison. I was captured and imprisoned. And then at some point now I'm free, but maybe also doesn't quite know the details.
Yeah. I mean, you probably got in touch when you got out, didn't give him the details, but then,
yeah, I just explained,
let him know that you weren't joining back up.
Yeah. So I explain that while I was in the Imperial prison, I was part of a jailbreak, and that we had an insider that helped us out, but we also had, we had a jail mate that helped us out, but there was also an Imperial officer that helped us out of this jailbreak. And I may or may not owe this Imperial officer a favor. And so I go on to explain that this vid call that I got, hey, Dia, you remember how you couldn't really get a hold of me for a few minutes there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was on a vid call with this Imperial officer. They seem, they seem to think that I owe them for escaping from prison. They wanted to know what we were doing on D'Qar. I didn't tell them everything. I said that...
What did you tell them?
I told her that we went there to pick up a package, we didn't get the package, and then we left. But I also told them that the package... I didn't tell them anything about the rebels or the decraniated. I told them that we got plans for the decraniated, like a how-to plans, and then we bailed. And she wanted the decraniated plans. I don't know. I kind of stalled. I kind of, put on the old Zammy charm and stalled her for a couple days, but that might not have worked out too well.
No, because now this planet is full of Imperials.
I don't know if she tracked me on that thing. I thought that the comlink was secure. I thought it was a private line. She must have tracked me on it somehow. But basically, and then I looked to Bandwin, I need some information to feed her about these guys. I don't want to give her these people. I don't want her to know these people are here, but I need to give her something.
Yeah, but she brought an army, so she's going to take them anyway.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Bandwin says, she definitely cannot take these people.
No.
It's like, I'm not just talking from a morality standpoint. Obviously, I don't want her to take anyone here. But one of the science officers kind of speaks. There's these have some. I mean, we haven't encrypted them, but it looks like there's these are classified orders from that. I don't know what they're doing in these people's hard drives, but these look like some sort of orders, like maybe the last orders from the Emperor. They seem to be posthumous orders.
What?
There's a few. There's I mean, as I managed to see some file names. That's all we've been able to decrypt. But there's Operation Cinder. We already know what that was. That was sort of the Empire's last gasp, where they just tried to destroy every Imperial world after their defeat. But we were able to put a stop to that, thankfully. But then there's this one here, which just says. It says Operation Order 1. I don't know what that means. It's newer than Operation Cinder.
Do we have anything that we can pass on?
I mean, whatever this is, we can't let this, fall into their hands. And these don't even seem related to what these people are. I think it might be, I don't know, they might have intercepted it accidentally.
Do we have any
dummy? Are kind of coded to...
Do we have any dummy information we can mock up and send it to her to get her off our backs?
You think
if
she's
this
just
is
gonna...
her? I think we don't have enough time to do that. I mean, I could, I can get in touch with you, but I don't think we have enough time to put together something that would pass muster.
Do I have Zuzana's comm that I can call with mine, or does it have to be with the comm that's back on the ship?
It would have to be with that comm. But you do know that R2 and Dwylin are on their way back to the ship.
Right.
I mean R3.
Yes, sorry, R3. They do honestly. Yeah, the only other thing is we were kind of able to sort of figure out roughly what they're trying to do just from the things that weren't encrypted. It's very strange. Like I said, these encrypted files seem odd here. From what these guys, what their intelligence people are telling you, these encryption signatures were intended for Imperial Sentinels, which are sort of the messenger droids of the Emperor. We've only captured one before. It looks like maybe, I don't know, maybe he used like parts from them to make the cyborg pieces. Whoever did this, they maybe accidentally intercepted transmissions meant for Sentinels. It's like, but it looks like the purpose of this, from what we've kind of been able to figure out, is they're trying to create like decraniated, like force sensitives, as far as I can tell. I don't even. There's a lot in here. I mean, that seems insane to me, but.
Okay, we probably do not have time for this right now. So,
yeah, how much of this is actually?
That's probably like that point is like punctuated by another like blast and the whole structure shaking again.
We need to go.
So yes, you have a ship, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think you need to get me and I mean maybe not me. I can stay here. I can help here. You need to get these folks off world, out of here. I can get in touch with you later if I can.
And you're okay here? You're
where
sure?
Where do we take them?
I mean, if there's any X-Wings left, I'll do what I can. I'm but more useful there, I think, than sitting on your ship.
When you say these people, do you mean the cyborgs or all of them?
I guess that's up to these folks, what they want to do. I think you should take our science officers with you, since they don't know anything more than what I told you. So, I mean, if they get captured, all they can really convey is the name of some orders.
Right.
But you just can't let these three unfortunate souls fall into the hands of the Empire. Even if they're just a remnant of what they were, I can't imagine whatever this is good.
I just asked the rebels, the uncarbonated rebels, what they want to do, if they want to come with us or if they want to stay here and do whatever.
They kind of say, you know what, I think we might stay here and fight. See, we can't open up a path for you. I don't know.
Then I just
probably use the help.
I don't want to step on Dia's feet, but I just kind of like gesture, shuttle everyone towards the door, and
yeah, let's get them going.
Once I wait until I'm the last one out, and I just like look at Core and just go like, Bandy, and then don't really have words, just with the distraught look on my face. Let that hang in the air for a second, and then just go.
Just keep them safe. I think of that.
I give
you
him
guys leave to go.
Yeah, I give him a 100% sincere, not mock salute this time, and then just follow the rest.
He returns it, and as you're heading into the hallway, I think is when Merrick comes out of the turbo lift.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like herding a crowd of people.
Okay, Merrick, we got a lot to fill you in on.
Yeah,
But first
now
we
is
get back
not
to
the
the ship.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got my pistol in my hand, and I say, what's to the commander guy, the colonel,
Core.
if he's still, Core, right?
Bandwidth.
That's his name. I say, is there another way down other than the turbo lift?
He says, no, unfortunately. I mean, there's turbo lifts on the other side of the building, but I'm guessing that's not the answer you were looking for.
Okay, and then I like, I don't know.
Like, I mean,
the equivalent of cocking my pistol or whatever, turned to the captain and Zammy, and I said, "All right, we're gonna have to blast our way out of here. We got 10 death troopers waiting for us."
He's like, well, I mean, once you get down there, there's a lot of exits out of the building. I mean, if you don't want to shoot your way out the front. Just saying that, you could follow me to the hangars and then climb your way out from there.
Sure.
Okay. If you know a better way out of here, then lead the way.
Better, but less obvious, maybe.
Whatever gets us to our ship with the least resistance.
Yeah. And we gotta drag these guys around with us too.
Wait, what? Doesn't matter. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, or just go. Like Merrick, take point. We'll follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not taking point because the core.
Oh right.
Has a better way to get out of here, apparently.
Well, you follow him, and we'll follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Core's coming with us? I thought Core was.
We're going
right.
to the hangars, I guess.
Yeah, the hangars are lower on the building. You could climb down the side of the building out of the hangars, is what he's suggesting.
Okay.
So your awkward goodbye is now even more awkward.
Yeah. I give the awkward goodbye, then he follows us. I'm like, oh, all right.
Oh, you're still here.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, say that again, Stu, of like how the hangars, what?
There's like hangars out of the back of the academy building.
Uh-huh.
And you could climb down the side of the building from there.
But how are
like a few stories? Yeah,
but we can't. We have to escort like 3 decraniated individuals. Like, can they even climb?
Well, maybe we can command them to climb with the thing.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you guys.
So the options are we shoot our way out from below or we climb down the building, right?
Yeah.
If it's a ziggurat, can we just like slide down the outside?
It's a little too steep. It would be a dangerous slide. I mean, going out the front, like you don't need to go out and like try and kill everyone. You can try and like just make it to a speeder or something and then make a run for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that might be a better option because I don't know if these guys can climb.
Yeah.
If we get to the hangar,
run either, but...
if we get to the hangar, can we get a ship and then take that ship to our ship and then, or would that be too?
There might, all of their like starfighters might be being used.
Yeah.
There might be like an air speeder or something like that. Yeah, they probably don't seat 6.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, I guess go down to the thing and try to get a ship or a speeder to get us all to.
It seems like the most logical option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta hope that one has not been destroyed. There's one that's not destroyed, but that's a possibility for light side points in the moment. And yeah, so you guys you do split up now from Commander Core. He'll go down a different set of turbo lifts.
That's when I do the sincere salute and he says bye.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I specifically do not say, "Don't you die on me, you son of a bitch," because that's a death sentence.
Okay.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I think that's a good line for the turbolift doors to close on as you start heading down. They open up, and there is a bit of a firefight going on in the halls. Like cadets are shooting at some regular stormtroopers. It seems that more troops have landed. You can duck around. There's you have probably a bit of a map now. You know that there's sort of another corridor you could head down. You could duck out of this one.
I figure we got
or you
some
can fire
sort
a few
of
pot shots if you want.
we got some sort of map or layout, or at least directions from Core.
Yeah. So you want to keep moving, trying to avoid any fire right now?
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
the idea. Because we got to cover. Because we've got the other soldiers with us for the moment, right? They're going to try and cover
Yes,
us.
yeah, they have joined you. They take a couple shots down that hall. I mean, it's not going to draw attention to you. It's just they try and shoot a couple stormtroopers on the way. I'm just trying to think of what a good role would be to judge how you move through these hallways. If anyone has any thoughts about a skill they would like to use, or any idea of something they would like to try to do as you move your way to the exit from this building.
I mean,
would
judging
vigilance be a good
Yeah, I
one?
would say vigilance, maybe.
Ooh, I'm bad at that, but okay.
Just try
Yeah, I
and
think
keep
that's
an
a good
eye
one.
out.
So yeah, you could do. Someone can make a vigilance roll for the group to sort of take the lead.
Merrick, aren't you good at that?
Yeah,
Phil?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take point and I'll try to navigate us through. What's the
Merrick kind of
difficulty?
slips into commando mode. The difficulty in this case is going to be, it's going to be average, but I am going to upgrade it once. But this time I will spend a dark side point to do that. But it is because a certain someone is, in a way opposing this.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's 1 advantage and 4 successes.
Oh wow,
Nice.
I was not expecting you to say that.
Yeah, Merrick, I feel like you have fought in a similar kind of battle, and this is something that you trained for in the past. You understand the stormtrooper breaching practices, how they go about taking over a structure.
Okay.
And you're kind of able to take the sort of side hallways and stuff where they might not be. You have to run through hallways that are in an active firefight every once in a while. You see that you are in line for the doors. There's a larger firefight now happening out in the main grounds, as sort of the Republic folks have kind of gotten their response in. But you can see that more troop transports have landed and are offloading stormtroopers. And as you are leaving through one of the entrances, you can see 2 ships coming down, and they're dropping 2 ATSTs.
Oh, okay.
Wow, they're really going
I yell
for
out.
it.
Jeebus.
Yeah, they are.
Everyone can give me a perception check here. This is going to be average.
Okay.
Oh.
2 success.
Oh wait, that's not good.
1 success, 1 threat.
1 advantage.
2 success.
Okay.
Else.
Dia, you're like just trying to like spot a way out. With your advantage, you don't see the thing that I was getting you to roll to see. You're focused on. You have spotted. There is like a military speeder. It's almost like a speeder bike with a very large like transport sidecar on it.
Cool.
You could probably get everyone in there. It's not like ideal, but it's way. But there's like a bit of a combat in the way, but it's get toable. In the other direction is where Zammy and Merrick are. So there's a lot of like blaster fire going on. You see lots of like red beams flying everywhere, but there is one that's just a little bit different. As you see, the cloaked figure is like cutting through Republic soldiers with something. The only thing you could, it looks like a sword made out of a laser. Mm-hmm. And you've probably heard enough old spacer tales to know what to identify that as a lightsaber.
I think I know what it is just because I think I have the Force and I know about the Force and Jedis, and maybe not like the word for Sith, but like the Jedis and the bad Jedis.
If you would like to make an intelligence check as well, this would also be military.
Intelligence is just the characteristics number, right? Because it's not on the general skills.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a difficulty?
Yeah, this is gonna be daunting, I think is what I said it was for Merrick.
Yeah, that's no good. That is 3 failures, 4 threats.
Okay, so you 100% do not know what this person is. Right, like you are, like all the stories you've heard, they're just myths. Like, yeah, you maybe heard that like Darth Vader was like a Lord of the Sith, but you're pretty sure that's not Darth Vader because he's dead. Yeah, you don't know what that person is, but you do know that as you kind of stare in their direction, trying to think of like what is that person, that they are now looking in your direction. And I think that is a good time to wipe in and finish for the evening.
Okay.
All right then.
Don't get us kicked off Twitch, Kirk.
I should. Oh wait. I should figure out some sort of. See if we can get a iris in.
A circle wipe, an iris wipe.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Well, thanks to everyone for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. I hope you're enjoying this Star Wars we are presenting you.
Space conflict.
Yes. This war in the stars, conflict in the heavenly bodies. Does anyone have anything they would like to let people know about coming up?
So I have been doing with Christine, who was in the chat earlier, but I think is gone now. We have been doing a weekly Simpsons trivia because we can't do it anymore in person in Vancouver. We've changed that to monthly now, so it will be the third Sunday of every month. But every other Sunday, there's a chance that I'm going to be on my Twitch playing games. So if you go to twitch.tv/Kirk of Doom at 1 p.m. Pacific on Sunday, I might be there playing games. I might be playing some Jackbox games, doing something. I don't know.
Cool, yeah, and we can probably look at setting it up so we can host that here as well. Just like host your channel on this stream. So if people want to only have to remember one stream, they can also tune in here. Yeah. We'll have it set up. I think we're also going to look at maybe doing some additional streamy things because sometimes we get bored. We might be doing some of our own trivia, as both Lee and I have been trivia masters in the past. And maybe some Jackbox games, those kind of things. So hopefully we'll have more come for you to tune in. Otherwise, we'll be back in 2 weeks. I will be finishing up my other Star Wars over with What the Quest. So that'll be next Tuesday. So please tune in for that. They just stole an ATST, so things are getting real exciting over there.
What? Why didn't we do that?
You still have an opportunity. 2 of them just got dropped in your battle. There'll be plenty of opportunities to steal things, I promise.
Everyone say goodbye to Neptune.
That is it to me. Bye, Neptune.
Hi, Neptune.
Thanks again to everyone who watched and was in the chat. That's it for me. Have a wonderful night, everyone, and may the Force be with you.
And you as well. Goodbye.
Bye.